Hello, my loves. Hello, hello. Ooh, hold on. Make sure y'all don't fall now. Hello, 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 my loves. Welcome, welcome. We're going to go quickly through a few important transits that are going to come up as we move to the end of the year. And then I'm going to do an end of the year tarot spread for you guys. I am going to come back, not today, but closer to when Capricorn season starts, and do a Capricorn season specific video for you guys, which will take us into astrology for January and give you a forecast for that. So this is just pretty much through the rest of the year. Now let's go ahead and get into transits. We're in Sag season right now. Sag season has just begun. Sag season is all about adventure, exploration, learning, and expanding. Okay, Sag is a Jupiter ruled sign. It is associated with the ninth house, and it really is all about taking flight with new philosophy, taking flight with new technology, taking flight with new knowledge, and deepening your beliefs to a point of mastery such that you can teach. And Capricorn season goes into the application of that knowledge and moving into the mastery and wisdom that Sagittarius has, like applying the mastery and wisdom that Sagittarius has accumulated. So make sure that as we move from Sagittarius season to Capricorn season, that you take advantage of that energy. We got the sun in Sag, we got Mercury in Sag, we got Venus in Sag, we had our new moon in Sag. First quarter moon is tomorrow. It's not in Sag, but nonetheless, definitely do a ritual on the first quarter moon or on Friday that is in alignment with the new moon ritual that we did. And so that's kind of that transition from Sag season to Cap season. Cap has more to do with application, mastery, wisdom, and building, whereas Sagittarius is more about learning, absorbing, connecting. Okay, and so we're going to learn how to kind of balance those things out as we transit these two seasons. Neptune, Jupiter, and Chiron are coming out of retrograde within these seasons. Jupiter came out of retrograde when we had our new moon. I talked about that. Jupiter is in Pisces, so it is adding this level of harmony and compassion to our expansion, to our new philosophies. It's adding a spiritual depth and awareness. It's adding a layer of intuition and vision as well. Neptune is coming out of retrograde on the 3rd of December, and it will also be in Pisces. This will bring us a little bit more clarity, a little bit more focus. Spiritual awareness and depth are also highlighted with this transit. We're going to be able to clarify, redirect, and bring balance to the turbulence that has been going on internally with us and subconsciously with us. Whereas before, we may have not been able to see a light. We may not have been able to see a way to still the waters and make it through. That clarity is it's gonna be good. I can't wait. Child, I can't wait. And then Chiron is coming out of retrograde on the 23rd of December. Chiron is in Aries. This is all about identity, being your most authentic self, expressing yourself openly and authentically, taking assessment of how you feel as though you've been forced to be someone or something that you're not, and pushing yourself to remind yourself that you are connected to the all. God exists within you. You are an extension of God. And because of that, you have the right to exist. You have the right to express yourself. You have the right to live out your purpose or what feels illuminated in you. And so that is going to be a really centering, calming, and healing energy as well. Chiron coming out of retrograde. So those three are coming out of retrograde. We got Mercury going into retrograde in Capricorn on the 29th of December. this Mercury retrograde in Capricorn, you need to be mindful not to be too stubborn, not to be not to get too caught up in over analyzing things, and also not to be stuck in your own way because you refuse to see another way or see another option or see another idea, perspective of things to be able to flow through. Another thing while Mercury is in Capricorn in retrograde, you need to watch what you say to people because your words are going to have a lot more power and strength behind them. And so you just need to be very intentional with what it is that you're communicating, and don't speak negativity into people. Try your best to refrain from doing that. Even like when it comes to being self-critical, when you hear yourself feeling those thoughts come up, take a moment and talk to yourself about it. That's not to say you need to reprimand yourself in spiritual bypass and ignore the things, but you need to find the root and not just allow those things to keep circling, because they will kind of feel like they're consuming you under this energy, and you don't want to get caught within that. It's not fun. We have our Gemini full moon on the 7th of December. This is going to be about balance between our emotions and our intellect, between our logic and our intuition. This is going to be a time to reflect on the year as a whole, what we've learned, celebrate our growth and accomplishment. Of course, you have 3 days before and after the full moon to tap in. And I am going to be dropping a full moon Gemini video for my Moon Tribe. So you guys will have greater details on that. And then on the 23rd of December, we have our Capricorn new moon. It's just going to be going into that Capricorn energy of building wealth, building legacy, building career, being dedicated to the climb, understanding and adopting a pattern of dominion and mastery. So, those are the types of intentions that we're going to set. Of course, for my Moonchild Tribe, I'm going to do a whole video, ritual, and all of the things. And y'all know my birthday is Christmas Eve. This new moon is the day before my birthday, so I'm going all out, okay? I'm going all out. I don't expect y'all to get everything that I am getting, but just know this ritual is about to be extravagant because it's my birthday. So those are the main transits to keep in mind as we move to the end of the year. Now, let's go ahead and I don't know what this is that's playing, but it's distracting me. Let's go ahead and pull for this end of year tarot spread. Give myself away so you can use me. Give myself away. I don't know why that song just popped into my head. Give myself away so you can use me. Y'all, I don't know why my face is itching. We gotta get shadows out for each of the questions. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions. One of them is a 3-part question though, so it has 3 different cards for it. So I had to pull out 9 cards. And then we gotta do food for soul and a postcard from spirit for the end. Bear with me if we're just getting these out. I feel like this is about to get woo. Lord. Y'all. My allergies and sinuses have been crazy. Like, I just don't even know what to do anymore. I really don't. I'm just like, all right. Let's go ahead and get into it. So, things to keep from this year. What do we need to keep from this year? We need to keep the sun. So the sun represents light, obviously, but it also represents knowledge. It also represents breath. It also represents peace and sustainability. It represents being fed, being nurtured. But being nurtured in a way that helps sustain you for material life. Being nurtured in a way that helps sustain you for material life. So when we have this truth oracle coming out with that, that is telling me we need to keep the truths that we have found about being able to sustain ourselves effectively within this material life. We need to keep the light that we found within certain truths that we have come to face with that haven't been so dark. We need to keep the light within those truths as a way to guide us and not tear us down and get us bogged down by the collective debt and the state of collective poverty, right? We need to keep the thrill of connecting to our ancestors, of gratifying and appreciating and venerating our ancestors. We need to keep a ritual habit of understanding that the only real truth is that your breath and your heartbeat is what makes you, what reminds you that you are alive every day, and the sun setting and rising reminds you that you are here in this world at this time, right? We need to keep that, because that basic function, that basic awareness will keep you connected to the all, will keep you connected to the truth even when you can't find the answers, will keep you connected to infinite wisdom and abundance. Okay, I hope that made sense. What are we to release from this year? Stop being so fucking angry, bro. Y'all are so mad and divided and angsty. No one wants to be vulnerable. Everybody's isolated and separatist. And let me tell you something. Yes, you need to be protecting your energy, but the more stingy you become with your energy, the more stingy you become with sharing yourself and offering yourself up to the world. The more angry you will become, the less abundant you will become. Okay? So while you sitting up here thinking that you got to reserve everything because there's not enough and you have this scarcity mindset, all you're doing with the scarcity mindset is fueling the rage, fueling the insecurity. You need to let that shit go. Leave that shit in 2022. Don't bring it over to 2023. Don't bring it. It's over. It's a wrap. That scarcity. Yes, we are in a recession. Yes, a lot of people are struggling. Yes, absolutely. But at the end of the day, money is energy, and you are pure energy and motion. So as long as you have breath in your body, then you can always manifest. And it's not necessarily always about manifesting money. It's about manifesting resources. And you cannot manifest resources from a place of scarcity and depletion because you never feel like there's enough. So then in your mind, you're telling you, no one's going to give me any money. No one's going to give me any food if I don't have food. No one's going to come and pick me up if I don't have a ride. Nobody's going to offer me a job. Nobody's going to appreciate my skill set. And you're keeping yourself in that loop of lack. Let it go. Leave it behind. All it's doing is pissing you off. And now you're mad at the world. You're mad at yourself. And you still don't have shit. You know, in a positive context, the Four of Pentacles is about saving. It's about being smart with your resources so that you can expand. So when this is coming up as things to release, it's like, let go of the fear. Okay? Stop thinking that every little thing that you give out is never going to come back to you. Stop thinking that you have to reserve everything and keep everything on hold, keep everything to yourself because there's not enough. Because that is disconnecting you from abundance. Whether it be financially, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, romantically. It's keeping you trapped. Okay? Theme of the year ahead. Theme of the year ahead. We got the Ten of Wands in reverse. Baby, we are letting the fucking load go. We tired and we letting that shit go. We are doing what we can. We're controlling what we can. We're being the change that we want to see. And we're leaving the rest up to God. Because at the end of the day, we can only save the world when we save ourselves. We can only bring the heaven that we have in terms of our vision onto earth from our mind when we have peace, security, and sustainability. So with that being said, we have the resilience to understand that I cannot carry all of the weight. I can't carry it all, and I'm not going to try to, because I don't have to. I'm going to carry my weight. I'm going to master the thing that is near and dear to me. I'm going to walk in my purpose, and those who I impact will go out and do the same thing. And you have to decide what that looks like for you and start walking into it. That's going to be the thing. We letting go of the dead weight. You don't want to hold it no more. Spirit's telling me to open up this book. So I'm going to open it up. Maybe there's an affirmation in here or something for this Ten of Wands that Spirit wants me to tell y'all. So not only are we letting go of the weight, but we're letting go of those repressed feelings. We're letting go of the energy that we've been holding back. We're hitting the ground running. We're letting go of isolation. We're letting go of aggression, okay? We have the right to follow our feelings and our life impulses without everything going on around us, dragging us down and holding us hostage, okay? There's a question in here, and I feel like this is what Spirit wanted me to say. It says, I'm going to read y'all the indication too. It says, whether you are consciously repressing yourself or not, recognize that there is much more which you would like to express, experience, enjoy, and celebrate. Dare yourself to do it. There's a question. It says, there are some things you've always wanted to say to certain people. What are those things and who are those people? You can, for the time being, just for yourself, express those things right now. You have the right to follow your feelings and life impulses. Period. Period. Okay? Period. All right. So that's going to be the theme of the year. So what are we focused on as we close the year out? What are we focusing on? We got to make sure that we get our finances together, okay? We got to make sure that we get our finances together. I just told y'all are in a complete state of lack in your mind. You're in a scarcity mindset, and it's keeping you stuck in poverty. Most people are stuck in poverty because there has been a wealth hoarding that has been happening. And with that being said, the distance between the middle class and the upper class and the lower class of American citizens is just getting crazy when there shouldn't even be these classes anyway, because everybody should be eating, everybody should have stable housing, and everybody should have access to clean water and education. Okay, it should be easy. We have enough resources in this country for that to be easy, and yet it's not. So with that being said, we are conditioned, okay, from a very young age to live in that state of depletion, of lack, of poverty, of scarcity. Okay, so as we close out the year, we need to focus on healing that. We need to focus on bridging that gap and figuring out what we can do to be the change that we want to see in our financial situations. Yes, we're going to have to make some sacrifices. Yes, it's going to make us uncomfortable. Yes, we might have to say fuck Christmas this year because I'm moving into wealth next year, and when I come up, then I'll get y'all some gifts. Okay, yes, you might have to say that. And it is what it is. It's going to make you uncomfortable. It's going to make some other people uncomfortable. But it's going to get you out of this state of poverty. So that's what we are focused on as we move towards the end of the year. We're getting out of this poverty mindset. We're getting out of this thing that tells us, I am not enough, so I will never have enough. The country that I live in is not enough for me, so there will never be enough here for me. My community is not enough, so they will never be able to pour back into me the way that I need to be poured into. Stop telling yourself these lies. It's a lie. Because at the end of the day, there are people who have done it. Now, is it easy? Absolutely not. It's not easy. It's hard. It's uncomfortable. You're going to have to, like I said, make some sacrifices. You're going to piss some people off. You're going to have to let some versions of yourself go. But at the end of the day, that vision of heaven that you have for yourself, you can bring down to earth. And it takes money to be able to do that. That's just the world that we live in. Okay? I'm going to go to my book again, because I feel like I want to give y'all the question and the affirmation for this. And I don't know why this reading is all about money, but it makes sense that it is, because we are moving into Sag season where your knowledge is your wealth. And then we're going to move into Cap season, like I said, where it's all about application and building of the wealth. And so that makes sense. In what areas or situations are you not clear and decisive enough? Which people do you need to clarify things? Are you ready to look at your situation as it is? You now have an opportunity to free yourself by initiating the necessary discussion. Only clear and open communication and decisive action will facilitate progress. The affirmation is, I am straightening out my life. I am straightening out my life, whether it makes me, oh shit, I'm over here knocking stuff down. I am straightening out my life, whether it makes me uncomfortable or not, whether it's easy or not, whether the people around me agree or like it or not. Because when I show up and am the best version of myself, when I show up and I am the person that God sees me to be, guess what? Everything around me is going to reflect that. Power. All right, so things to be aware of as the year comes to an end. First of all, you need to get out of your head and into your body, okay? Out of your head and into your body. You need to be aware of how much time you spend in your head and how much of the present moment you lose. That is number one, okay? Second thing, stand for something or fall for anything. You need to be aware of choosing your battles. You need to be aware of standing up for what you really believe in instead of just standing up for what your ego needs. And I'm gonna leave that right there. Action to take over the next 6 to 8 weeks. You need to straighten out your priorities and clarify your responsibilities so that you can take some things off of your plate. Okay? It's some things that you're doing that are not serving your greater purpose, and you need to get them out of the way so that you can have a better direction and focus. Pitfalls to avoid over the next 6 to 8 weeks. Don't get caught up in a space where you feel like you are completely closed off to the emotional abundance that you deserve simply because you don't want to be seen, simply because you're afraid to let people too close. That is a pitfall that you need to avoid. And you also need to avoid spiritually bypassing over things and pretending to be happy and fulfilled and everything is fine when you're really not. Let people in, let people know what you need. Speak about your needs, okay? Don't fall into this space of isolation where you have to pretend like you're just in a constant state of satiety, because it's a lie and it's not serving you. I didn't even pull enough cards for us, y'all. Hold on. I need to pull 2 more of these and another tarot card. Mama, sure look good tonight. That ass be sitting right. Alright, I don't know where this came from, y'all. Y'all know I'm random, don't mind me. Anyway, so opportunities, open roads, and potential. Opportunities, emotional detachment, and clarity. Okay? Sometimes you have to walk away from things. You have to separate yourself from people. And guess what? That doesn't mean that you don't love them. That doesn't mean that you don't forgive them. That doesn't mean that you're holding resentment towards them. But it's just like some people are just here for a season in your life and they're not meant to continue along the journey. And the more that you think about that and harp on that and try to find clarity on the situation, the more confused you're going to be. Okay? So you have the opportunity to detach, to let go, and to find the clarity that you really need. Okay? Open roads. Money, 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 money. Money. Money, 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 money. 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 Okay? We got Miss Queen of Pentacles, baby. She is Queen Capricorn. What do you mean? What do you mean? She's ready to get the bag. She's ready to hold the responsibility. She's also nurturing, okay? Her heart is open. She understands that she has to maintain her connection with spirit and master that in order to bring down the material experience that she's looking to have. And she is completely welcoming that journey. And not only that, she's ready to share it with her family. Okay, and so you're gonna have the open road to do that. Y'all have this metamorphosis oracle. Cannot talk. Metamorphosis oracle come through, and it's like, look, I'm transforming your financial situation. I'm transforming your material experience. I'm transforming your sense of self-worth, your sense of value, your sense of impact, and your sense of legacy. Okay, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. That just got me excited. I'm here for it. All right, potential. Emotional disappointment and emptiness. Now, y'all may be looking at me like, how is this potential? Listen, sometimes you have to go into the void in order to find the answers. Sometimes you have to deal with the hurt. You have to deal with the shame. You have to face the emptiness. You have to answer to the root of your emotional disappointments in order to be able to get the emotional healing that you need. Okay? And so you have the potential to work through your feelings in order to replenish yourself without shame. Okay? Without shame. Be graceful. Give yourself some grace. Give yourself some grace. All right? Food for the soul. We got Keter. Y'all know I always tell you how I practice Kabbalistic numerology. With that being said, Keter is the crown. It is 0. It is the potential, the start, the darkness, the O, the void. Okay? This is where creation happens. In the mind. Everything is mental. Imagination. Okay? Imagination. Your crown is your imagination. Because nothing can be birthed, created. When I say birth, that's what I mean, created. Nothing can be birthed without first coming through here. Your mind is a portal, okay? Your mind is a portal that bridges the gap between your soul self and your connection to the collective all with your physical body and your present experience. So with that being said, Keter reminds us as food for the soul to be abundant, be infinite, be willing to embrace the level of integration that says, I am okay within the darkness and the light. I am okay in body and spirit. I am okay in emotion and intellect. I am okay in ego and shadow. And I accept and integrate those parts of me to work for my greatest good. Okay, the supreme crown. We also have the number 5 come through. 5 is a test of faith, okay? Comes with some challenge, some chaos, some struggle, some strife. But at the end of the day, it is going to bring change and personal transformation. The only thing constant is change. Okay. We also have this shame card come through from my Shadow Oracle. And I'm going to show y'all this card just because I want y'all to see this image, because I'm getting ready to read this thing. And there's a part in here that talks about the image. So it says, it is almost certain that at some point in our lives we have felt shamed or will feel shamed, humiliated, embarrassed, wronged, or made to feel like a fool, simply for being ourselves or sharing our truth. Feeling shamed is so powerful because it is tied to one of our fundamental desires as humans, belonging. Shame can bring along feelings of not being worthy of love, acceptance, and fear of being outcast. To avoid feeling shamed, one might hide, reject, change who they are, lie about what they have done or what they feel, isolate themselves, or put on a false image to save face. Unfortunately, shame grows in isolation. Shame is one of those spiraling energies. When we feel shame, we hide. When we hide, we feel like we've done something wrong, so we hide more. We feel isolated, which makes us feel more unworthy of love and understanding. Then we don't share what feels difficult, so we don't hear others talking about it. On and on we spiral. Consider courageous sharing vulnerability as an antidote to shame. When shame is shared in a safe space and held without judgment, it has nowhere to hide and it loses power. Think about any bits of shame you keep hidden. Feel how to create safe spaces for your shame to be shared and held. Contemplations. What do I feel shameful about that spirals within me? How can I share my shame so it no longer can hide? How do I shame others? The ritual says gather a flashlight and head to a safe, quiet space. Shame likes to stay silent and hidden. Sharing it and seeing it can help some of its timidity fall away on your own or with a trusted friend. Speak your shame, name it and speak it. Set a timer for 3 minutes. Close your eyes so shame can feel a little safer, and speak free flow, raw and real, telling your story by speaking I feel shame around. Then hold the flashlight up to a part of your body where you feel the shame hiding and say, I see you. You are still worthy of love. I am here. Breathe into the shame. Watch it feel relieved by being seen. That said a lot, but this is what I'm getting from this to connect it to what else we've been uncovering in this reading. A lot of us are ashamed because we constantly live in a scarcity mindset. We don't think anyone has our best interests at heart. We hardly feel like anyone is ever really there for us. We don't ever feel like we have enough resources. And we do feel like systematically the world is against us, okay? Not only that, not only do we have those collective issues, right? But individually, we have our own shit. Some of us are ashamed because we have been financially irresponsible and we don't have the financial discipline to do better. It's really that simple. We don't have the financial discipline to do better, and so we've been financially irresponsible. And so since we can't stunt, then we hide. You know, there are some of us who feel ashamed because we haven't been able to maintain our relationships. And every time you turn around, we're falling out with somebody, we're having a conflict with somebody, or something's not working, but we don't want to look like the problem. So what do? We isolate, we hide. Okay, there are some of us that are ashamed that we are not living in our purpose. We're not walking in our purpose. There are some of us that are ashamed about our jobs. There are some of us that are ashamed about our families. There are some of us that are ashamed because we're tired and we feel lazy. There are some of us that are ashamed at how quiet we have been about things that we should have been speaking out about. Okay? Those feelings of shame and guilt will keep you trapped, stuck, isolated, and depressed. That whole scarcity mindset that I was speaking about earlier, it stems from shame. Being ashamed to ask for help, being ashamed to need assistance, being ashamed to do a little bit more or accept a little bit more or be consistent. Always worried about what people are going to think, what people are going to say, how they going to handle us, how they going to look at us. And it keeps us either hiding or in a state of performative action, which is inauthentic and not going to work under this Chiron in Aries, Jupiter in Aries influence. It's not. I'm sorry, Chiron in Aries, Jupiter in Pisces influence. It's not going to work. Jupiter is moving to Aries in December. So my point stands, but you know, that's really what I'm getting from that. All right, so message from Spirit to wrap this up. Dearest you, as you think, so you will experience life. As above, so below. I tell y'all that all the time. Thoughts are that powerful and they need minding. Let the unruly, chaotic ones settle down so they serve you or get released instead of wreaking havoc. These thoughts arise when connected to the energy of fear and often masquerade as truth. Yet the real truth is that essentially all is well. Of course, you have thoughts that are positive, strong, organized, accepting, creative, open, and so on. Those are the ones we want you to keep thinking, and they have a less frantic quality. They are stimulating in a good way and don't get away from you. How do you keep an inner eye on your thoughts? Meditate and leave judgment out of the mix. Everyone has those fearful thoughts. Love them, love yourself, and then choose the thoughts you want the world to reflect back. Life is not as hard as you think. Loving you so much. Ashe, ashe, ashe to that. Y'all, that was a good reading, if I do say so myself. Now, I'm not one to toot my own horn usually. Sometimes I am in Leo moon, y'all, let's be honest. But this reading right here, this was a good one. Y'all be blessed. I'm gonna drop a end of year meditation video, if not tonight, definitely tomorrow. And then other than my Moonchild tribe, to be honest, y'all probably won't see me until Capricorn season. Oh, I am gonna do this shadow work challenge. So y'all will be seeing me for that if you sign up for the challenge. And you can do that by going to my website. The challenge is starting December 1st. If you have any questions, you guys know that you can message me on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok, where I am 11 Moons 11 on all platforms. And I hope y'all have a blessed end of your year, and cheers.